Alright. It's Candyland time. Such cringe. Alright, anyhow. I was just gonna say, it's like, when channels threaten to quit YouTube, I'm just like, don't fucking threaten me with a good time, buddy. You know? Like, do it or don't. But don't fucking talk about it. If I ever fucking quit, it'll be like, I'm not gonna do YouTube anymore. I like you guys enough to tell you that. Best of luck in life. Deuces. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not about that life. Words are powerful, and in my opinion, at least like for me, I've never been like the bragging type unless I can back it up, because I mean, if you say shit like that, you should do it. If you don't fucking do it, that really takes a lot of power away from, like, specifically like your word. Like, oh yeah, you say that all the time. So I don't know. It's just kind of a pet peeve. I'm gonna quit YouTube. Why I'm quitting YouTube? And they never fucking do. And it's just constant. Whiny. Whiny! Speaking of whiny, my B12 shot's due. And I knew it was gonna rain today, because my back, like, super hurt last night. I mean, like, it has been anyway, but I mean, it's like a slight different pain on top of the others, or like within it. I can't, like, in my mind, like the way it's pictured, it's like all the muscles and nerves and tendons and all that shit is like all like swollen and like raised up and just like very, very tender and sensitive. And I know it's part of the polyarthritis, which is just simply arthritis in like several joints. Yeah, I'm an old lady in a fucking younger chick's body, I guess. I don't identify as that, but it is like actually how I feel most days. Not like, well, mentally sometimes, but not usually. Just physically inside. But anyhow, yeah, so my shot's due. I'm gonna be doing that. And, like, I didn't realize, like, I don't know, I should have. I didn't quite realize it was coming up, I guess. But, like, I literally just told, like, a couple people, like, I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you in forever. I just been feeling like utter fucking shit, and, it could be worse. I'm sorry. Like, it's just fucking depressing. But, like, it could be a lot worse, and I am very blessed. I still have a lot of my health left. I mean, there are so many things that could be fucking wrong with me that are, like, wrong with other people that are, like, way worse, and just, like, so many other things. Like, a shit ton. And so, yeah, like, I got a small laundry list of, health conditions, which suck piled up on top of each other, but, like, the way I try to view it, because I really think attitude, perspective is a lot. It's not everything, but it's most everything. Because, I mean, I don't know, like, say you're in a really shitty situation, you can't really change much, and, like it gets out of your hands for the most part. Like, actually, not like, oh man, damn weather this morning, or I had, I needed to put air in my tires, and, well, thing was just too far, so I couldn't do it type of BS. Like, an actual, you literally couldn't do anything about it type thing. Like, for instance, when I was in foster care, like, that had nothing to do with any of my actions, so, perspective, though, like, I couldn't change anything, but, like, the way you view it can change your attitude. It can change everything. Just because, like, once your attitude is changed, like, you start, like, doing, like, you think of better things to do. You think of ways to improve yourself and your situation, and ways you can actually fucking, like, get that done successfully. So, you know, I guess another case, like when I was in foster care, I didn't have any credits for the whole first semester of freshman year because I had been moved around to so many homes. Like, I went to 4 high schools, I believe, all in the first semester. And I worked, I did hard work, I did great work in every single one, schoolwork, like, and in 2 of them, I took classes, one math class and the other one a business class at the other school, with fucking, like, upperclassmen, because I wanted to actually challenge myself and really learn more. And once I got to the one I ended up, like, settling in at, basically, and I was told by the counselor, whose last name was Harms, or Harm, either way, Harm, counselor, school counselor, last name of Harm, and she did actually cause me a little harm. I mean, I'm okay, but it was very unprofessional, fucked up of her to do, but whatever. I think she thought she was doing the right thing. Anyhow, so she's like, you don't have any credits for any of that because you weren't at any of the places long enough, basically, for, like, it to, I don't know, stick's not the best word, but whatever. And for it to count, basically. And so I'm like, cool, I've put in a lot of work already, like, just to get myself back into school, because I had ran away from one of the shelters at 15 and was on the run for like 3 months. And I tried turning myself originally in like a month or so after I had been on the run, because I wanted to finish school. I wanted to be the first of at least the 3 other siblings I grew up with that had graduated high school. I wanted to change things. I wanted my life to be different. I wanted our family, to, like, future generations, all that, like, help improve it, break the cycle, all that shit. So, to hear that, it was like, damn. Oh, and the first time I tried to turn myself in, by the way, I went to the cop shop, and I was like, hi, my name is yada yada, and, I'm a runaway, and I'm trying to turn myself in. She looks at the file, the paperwork, or whatever, or like, the list of runaways, missing persons, and she's like, oh, sorry, you're not on the missing persons list, and just went back to whatever she was doing before. And it was just so awkward. Like, I looked at the person with me and the other person, and they looked at me, and I looked at them, and it was just like, okay, looks like I'm going back to where I came from again then. So yeah, I went and fucked off for like another, like, a month and a half or so, and then turned myself in again, but only under the conditions, I got it through the chain, to my social worker, that I would turn myself in to DHS, but only under the condition that I went back to the same shelter I was at before, because I'd been there already twice. It was PUD. It was a fucking, like, and the staff, like, a few of them anyway, fucking loved me. Most of them, except a couple, like, not very nice people. Not because they didn't like me, but because the way, like, they behaved. But, like, looking back, one of them, I can see why I butted heads with. She actually wasn't that mean. It was the other one, she's kind of just a snot. And, yeah, I don't tolerate that much from people. So, anyway, back to the story. So, I'm there, the final high school I ended up in, and I'm like, gotta be kidding me. Like, okay. Alright, like, take the fucking, punches and roll with them, I guess. So I'm like, okay, like, I need to work 5 times as hard, whatever. So I put in the work, and I worked my ass off, and, like, like, with all my homework, and not only that, like, I did all that. I did end up graduating on time and walking with my class, my diploma, all that, by the way. But I was also doing extracurricular activities and going to church 2 to 3 times a week just to get away from the foster mom that I had at the time, who was like very psychologically abusive. She wasn't intending me to be. She wasn't, though I do question, like, how could she not know since she was taking psychology courses at that time? But I don't know. Like, I'm the age she was then, so it baffles me because, I get this. So if I'm so, as her mom said, like, emotionally immature or underdeveloped or some shit, like, how do I get this shit and they don't? Well, her mom might not have known about all the other shit, because I really didn't tell anyone about that until I became an adult, like, all of it. Like, I never told anyone then that I literally had a plan to kill myself, you know. I didn't tell anyone what the plan was until I was an adult, you know. Like, they just knew eventually that I was hurting really bad, and I really needed out of that home. And I actually, like, coordinated all that too behind the scenes. So I had a visit with my mom. I might have told the story already too, but fuck it. Like, I am like an old person. I'm just sitting in my nursing home telling the same stories over and over. Whatever. Anyhow, so I had a visit with my mom, supervised course, at the school, after school. I was reading her my poetry because she knew I'd written since I was like 10, and she's like, and I still do, and of course, you know that. And she's like, Nellie, my nickname, she's like, I want you to read, your poetry to me. She always asked me to read my poetry to her, so, and I really loved that. First of all, she knew that I wrote poetry, she loved that I wrote poetry, and she wanted to hear me read it to her. You know what I'm saying? Nikki didn't even know I wrote poetry. Pretty sure she didn't. Anyhow, so I'm reading her these ones, and I get to the one that I wrote to the foster mom, titled I'm Sorry, and basically just like, I'm sorry that I can't say or do anything right. I'm sorry that, I'm, like a spineless, whatever, like, words that she used on me, and all this shit, and, I couldn't help it. I started crying, and they're like, fuck, what's wrong? And I just told them, like, basically, like, it's not fucking going well at all, and hasn't been for a couple years. So I called my social worker from the office there, and I'm like, hey, I really need to move from this home, but I still want to go to the same high school. I don't want to be moved out of the school district, like, especially after my freshman year. Like, I just want to stay here. I've, like, kind of established myself here, like, please, let me fucking graduate with my damn class. So, I had an idea, though. So I had a little foster sibling whose natural biological sibling was living with her parents, who had gotten a foster license, which they told me this. I'm not saying this because, like, I'm being all, like, cocky or something, but, like, they got a foster license because of me. Like, they just, I guess they're like, oh, like, not all foster kids are, whatever the stereotypes are that I might have had in my mind, Like, I want to actually help these kids. So they had their sibling there, and I'm like, look, I think they should be together anyway, first of all. Like, it was honestly a brilliant idea at the time, and because not only was it helping them so they could actually be together again, that's so important to me, and I think it is important in general, but help me get out of that situation. I mean, fuck, family things were awkward as shit, but it is what it is. I wasn't being psychologically tortured till 3 a.m. anymore on fucking school nights, go to school, do my fucking work, go to my fucking extracurricular activities. I took, besides, like, chorus, art, like, those types of things, which I did a lot with those, like, I was in musicals and shit, like, so I did extra shit with those, like, I did, football, cheerleading most of the years, volleyball my senior year, just because I just wanted to try it. Track my sophomore year, which I hate running. I did it because I hate running, though, and to get out of the house, away from all that, but, I feel like if you face the things you hate like that more, like, it helps lessen it. Like, I don't, you kind of train yourself to not hate doing the thing so much, I guess. Anyhow, I still hate it, but it is what it is. It's mind over matter, basically. So, I did that. I did cross country, but not, like, running. Fuck, no. I have no stamina, yo. I never have. I did, cross country managing, which really, just my best friend at the time, who is amazing, did all, like, the paperwork and shit. She just wanted me to do it with her, just have a friend around, you know. And, I did, fuck, man, I did so many things, right? FCCLA, I did, hold on, let me really focus here, actually. I was on the prom committee. Oh, my senior year. So I wasn't one of the preppy, popular kids, but, like, I was popular enough, in the way that, like, most everybody liked me, and I talked to most everybody. I was just one of those kids. I wasn't really, like, I had my close friends, but I wasn't, like, necessarily in this clique or that clique, because, like, one of my best friends was more in with the popular crowd, but at the same time, a couple of the other ones, not so much. A couple of my other ones ended up in alternative school, you know, like, I talked to most fucking everybody. Anyhow, so, it came around time to vote for student council, and, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna run. Guys, don't you think it'd be funny if I ran and I actually got it? And they're like, fucking yeah. And so I ended up being able to convince enough of my class to fucking vote for me that I got vice president. Fucking great. And, I mean, I should have actually taken it seriously, but I didn't end up going to any meetings either, just because I just wanted to take the spot from them. That's really immature and petty, but, like, I was a teenager, and I had issues. I'm not excusing it, but that's why I was like that. Anyhow, yeah. But, guys, I'm quitting YouTube. I've been doing this for, like, 2 years now. Like, big half-assedly, which I don't like doing anything half-assed, but at the same time, I don't... Now, I'm not knocking anyone put in all this hard work for editing and lights and background and all this shit. I'm not, because it looks nice. It looks very nice. But at the same time, for me, prefer not having that, because it's just not who I am. I don't like setting the stage, you know. I just want to be me. I want my words to come out how I fucking mean them, and fucking just talk to you like you're my friend, just sitting right here with me, you know? Like, can we not have that with, like, jump cuts? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I never noticed until this one video. I decided to focus on the books and face behind the girl on her left and right. It was a mistake I'll never regret. Now all I see is jump cuts. God damn it! Roar!